Okay, so the purpose of this video is to draw attention to the damage which may occur to the magneto rotor shaft due to mishandling or careless installation on or removal from the engine. The first thing is your magneto will likely arrive from a 500-hour inspection, overhaul or new in its original equipment manufacturer packaging like this. So the first thing you'll see when you open the box is either the distributor block end or the drive end. So this is the drive end, and the first reaction of many people is to use the impulse coupling as a handle to withdraw the mag from the box. Don't. You may pull the impulse coupling shell from the drive hub if you do that, and that may disengage the spring, and that risk exists while the magneto is being prepared for fitting to the engine, i.e. when the drive gear is being attached. So here's a fully assembled magneto with impulse coupling ready to fit. There's the impulse coupling, the shell, the driver, and there's the washer and castellated nut. So the second thing is the risk of damage to the treads. So just a better view here. Here's an unserviceable rotor shaft. You can see there's a taper on the shaft here. This is the threaded section, the hole for the split pin that goes onto the castellated nut. The impulse coupling driver has a corresponding taper that engages with the taper on the shaft, and then when the magneto is being prepared for installation on the engine, the installer, the engineer who's fitting it to the engine, has to fit the drive gear onto the impulse coupling shell, and has to fit the washer and castellated nut, and then a split pin, and that has to be torqued to the value specified in the manual, which is 120 to 320 inch-pounds. But you should always check that, of course, before you go installing anything like this. Check the latest version of L1363J. So the problem that arises is sometimes this driver may seize on the shaft, on the taper, and to remove it you should either use the proper puller or else use a hot air gun to heat the assembly and break the bond. Under no circumstances should hammers or drifts or punches be used to do this. If damage occurs, there's two big consequences of tread damage. The first is that there's no procedure in Champion Aerospace L1363J for tread repair. It requires complete rotor replacement, which is expensive, and there's quite a long lead time in order to get a replacement. The second is that tread damage will increase the frictional resistance between the nut and the shaft. So if these treads are damaged, the frictional resistance torque is going to be greatly increased, and the effect of that would be that the torque wrench will indicate that the specified torque has been reached prematurely before it has the required clamping force has actually been achieved. So there are the issues. So the message is, be careful with the ends of these rotors. Don't damage the treads, because repair is very costly and could be big trouble. Okay, so that's it.